Okay, Yegovanen everyone, and welcome to, well, this is a special request video from my good new friend Kabab. He wanted to know a bit about how I started, how I got into film, I guess, and games, and how I, you know, got into making YouTube videos. So, I want to first give a shout out to Kabab. Thank you for this video idea. And I wanted to make this kind of interesting. So I'm going to do it while taking a tour of maybe one of the cities uh, in Cyrodiil, in Oblivion Remastered. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so let me go ahead and pause it and do that. And just most recently, I think it came out in July 9th, that patch update 1.2 came out, so it addressed the frame rate issues and stuff like that. So it's also a good test for that too. So I'm gonna pause it. Okay, the last time, which you don't know yet, you won't see this episode until I think sometime in September. But I was being attacked. I had a feeling this was a bad idea. I'm really sorry about this. I just have to get to a city, and I can just fast travel from there and then do a tour video of some place and begin talking about, how I got into all of this. I just can't believe that bear is following me from all the way, and all those clan fear and everything. Okay. Did I do one of Anvil? I'm not too sure. I haven't done one of Coral. guess I'll do one of coral. And I just want to say again, I want to thank everyone. Thank you so much for, to everyone who have shown support to my channel. I know I have like 1,200 something subscribers, and to me that's a lot. But I also know that my views are very, very low. So I don't have any illusions about that. Where I think I'm, even when I had 5,000, and as I was growing, I'm always very grateful, and I've always said it before. I don't take any of this for granted, or any of you people who watch, any of that. I really appreciate all of you guys for stopping by and checking out my videos. I know a lot of folks probably watch only a few minutes of it and then click through it, or change to something else, or you get bored. I know there might be very, very, very small handful of people, usually people that are either I've known for a very long time on here on YouTube, or have the same kind of taste as I do, in these type of games and these type of videos, and make very similar videos as I do. You guys, most likely, I know you guys stick through it and watch it to the end, from beginning to end. So I want to say thank you to all of you guys. I appreciate all of you guys. And yeah, well, I'll get started, and just by saying again, thank you to Kabab. But also I want to shout out my Adventurers Guild on Discord, and to everyone such as Toddy Walnuts, and Movie Mike, Dean of DVD, Grumpy Scamp, everyone, Xenoc, I forgot Sean's channel now, but Sean, whatever his channel was, I can't remember it for some reason. Yina the Khajiit. I know I'm missing a lot of people. But if you check my recommended channel section on my channel, you'll see all of those people. People like Trey Passer also, Gary G from Gary G Reviews, just everyone. And back around, I want to say maybe 2008 to 2010, between those years, I was watching some YouTube videos, and I came across some videos that were doing Let's Plays, these things called Let's Plays, playing video games and stuff, and that really appealed to me. But at the time I didn't. I have to also thank the Wong Tech Files, which is my longtime friend, childhood friend, Falagar Dovahkiin. So without him, I would not be able to do any of this. It's the reason why he was able to get me such great deals on my computer and my computer pieces and computer parts. So thank you for that. But at the time, I wasn't able to play any of those powerful games or even, record, uh, even when, eventually, as the years went by, when Elder Scrolls Online came out, I had to play that, on my little laptop with all low and very low settings, so it looked really, really bad, and I just didn't even know how to record. The other thing that I, also enjoyed was movies, and I also noticed that there were channels that had that, where people were showcasing their collection and doing out and abouts and doing Blu-ray update videos, and I collect those things. I collected VHS at the time. My very first Blu-ray I ever got, though, was Kick-Ass, the first Kick-Ass film. That was my absolute first. Now I have, anywhere between 2.5K to 3K Blu-rays, and even more when you add all of the VHSs and DVDs together. Not that I have a whole lot of the VHSs, but I do have somewhat a lot of DVDs. And so those kind of videos I was able to do. So on my very first channel, which was Falagar, my Falagar channel, I just started doing that, doing Blu-ray update videos and movie reviews. And then eventually, thanks to Falagar, which again his channel is the Wong Tech Files, but he also has another one, Falagar Dovakin, but the Wong Tech Files is the one he'll be using more often now. It's his main channel now. Because of him and the deals he was able to get me, I was able to build a very, very good and, mid to high end, at the time, and even right now it's okay, but the games are beginning to surpass my computer. Like I'm just barely making the recommended to minimum. I was able to play better games, such as Skyrim and things like The Witcher 3, and I was able to actually record Let's Plays. So that's how I, one bit I actually forgot, and this was probably around 2010 when I discovered a YouTuber by the name of Gix, Gix G17, and there was another one, Nagidel, two of my favorite Let's Players, but there were other Let's Players and streamers I would watch, but those two were my absolute favorite at the time, and what actually inspired me to want to do these things. But again, at the time when I wasn't able to make Let's Play videos, I did the next best thing that I could, and that was movie-related stuff. And then when I was able to make Let's Play videos, I transitioned to that. But as you can see, I still do, movie-related things and out and abouts and my Let's Play videos. You'll notice that I've been playing a lot of different kind of games and new games and demos, play tests. The play tests, usually the company will invite me, or I will sign up for it, and sometimes I get invited right away, but sometimes it can take weeks to maybe even a month before they invite me. One game I didn't even apply for, or at least didn't even remember signing up for it, but they sent me an invite anyway.
Let's hear it.
And I've been doing a lot of first impression videos because I just want to say that you know, I most likely won't. I'll say this: if there are two things that can happen. I can get lucky and somehow get a really good job, so I can actually earn money, so I can it's really hard for me though. It's not really easy for me to get a job nowadays. It's a lot more difficult, and because I haven't gotten a job and worked in such a long time, it has to be very specific. I cannot work anything retail or anything where I have to deal with people. I just need to be left alone and to my work and do my work, like in an office position, what I'm used to. It's just very hard for me to work in a corporate office now. Not that I can't, but it's because you know no one would hire me. So um, you know there's a show called Small Wonder that I used to watch back in the mid 80s, and there's you know Small Wonder is about this man who puts together this robot as an experiment to see if he can train him and his family can train this robot, Vicky the robot, played by Tiffany Brissett, to become more human. And the one who played the brother, his name is Jerry Susperan, I think was his name, Jerry Susperan. And it's very sad. They play brother and sister, even though she's a robot. But their lives took two very completely different paths. Whereas Tiffany Brissett, she went into nursing. So around 2005, 2006, she's probably even earlier, she was studying to become a nurse, and then eventually became one, and she's doing very well, nursing, even, until this day. But sadly for Jerry Susperan, I looked him up, what has become of him, and he's living, and I had to look up this word, and let me see if I can remember it, living in destitute, which means he's not living with the necessities, the necessities of life. And what happened, the money that he made from his childhood acting, being a child star, when he grew up, he was dating a stripper, and he married her, or something like that, and she tricked him somehow, and then took all his money and ran off with his money. So now he's living in destitute, and he's living in a homeless shelter, which is just, very sad. And my life isn't doing so well, and for some reason I was just really hoping that with YouTube it would be able to sustain me, and I guess I'll say I would be able to fall back on this and make a living, because I've seen so many people that have done this, people like Asmongold, Melanie Mac, people like Imaru, and of course everyone knows Mr. Beast, right? They're all doing well, and if they're not doing that, if they're a girl, they're doing OnlyFans and stuff, and ASMR videos, but they're unless you're like a hot chick, and you're able to flaunt your body like that, and make a lot of money that way, you can't really be successful at this. And for me, it's not to be quote unquote successful here on YouTube. It's not necessarily, not at all really, to be quite honest. It's not for fame, or to get a lot of subscribers, to become famous and just get a big head about it. For me, it's about being able to earn money and to survive, and that's just not happening, and it's not going to happen. And I feel I've I've had a couple surgeries, and my latest one um, was for my gallbladder, so they had to remove that. But ever since then, I've and well, even before then, before my gallbladder removal, I've had some issues, with my high blood pressure and heart and things like that. And now it's just worse, without the gallbladder. I know it. They say you can live without one, but there are issues. And in addition to the side effects still from my blood pressure pills, there's two of them that they took me off of because it raised my uric acid levels, and it was giving me gout. So that's no longer an issue, but there's still other things, even embarrassing things that I don't want to get into. But and there's some pain, and even I could still feel, in certain movements, where they did the surgery in my solar plexus region. Whatever they did, I don't know exactly, but you can see there's a little scar. There's some pain, almost as if it didn't heal quite right, or it's maybe going to open up again, or something. Um, I won't beat around the bush anymore. I want to die, and I'm really hoping for that. Just a quick death. And I know before anyone says anything, and they say the same thing. It's funny. People, they will really only care about you or care about someone when they're dead or after they're dead. Oh, it's such a tragic loss. Or people like, say, Robin Williams, or Brittany Murphy. They see, sometimes you don't realize that maybe when someone is in so much pain, the death is a release. So it's not, but because they don't have these problems that, problems like I have, or whatever problems they have their reasons. They can't understand that, and therefore they think it's something wrong, but they don't see the other side, that death, it's a release from the pain and the suffering, and just, to prevent yourself from living in destitute, living, so, people don't realize that. For Robin Williams, maybe it could have been that he wasn't really getting a lot of roles anymore, his funny roles that he was getting, and Brittany Murphy too. And there's the bullying thing. That's bad. That's something else, when someone is bullied into killing themselves. I know that there was just recently an influencer who was trying to I think she put up some sort of animal shelter or something, and then she was bullied online and she killed herself. That's a different kind of story, a different kind of issue. That's just bad on the people bullying her, and that's why I don't like the bullying online, when people do that to people, and why I have such a soft spot for, people are wondering why am I defending people like Amber Heard, or Rachel Zegler, the new Snow White. The new Snow White is actually a good movie, and the songs are good. And she just said that one little thing, and everyone is bullying her and hating on her, and eventually you may push these people, to kill themselves, and that should not be. That shouldn't have to be. But what I'm talking about is something different, like with Brittany Murphy, or Anna Nicole. Who knows? They're probably suffering from something, either an ailment, or suffering from not being able to make money in the very near future to survive. And really the only way out of it is just to die. Because it's if you think about it, everyone has seen those people on the street, begging for money, and you don't want to become like that. You do not. You don't want to be any kind of, I suppose, burden to the public, to the people. It's better to just, for me at least, and well, and I'm pretty sure that's why people do what they do. They have no choice really, and they just have to do it. It's hard if you're not living like this to not understand, but um, it's a suffering, and when you're suffering, I really want to be able to make it to play at least the Wayward Realms, but the good thing is I'm at the Squire level when I became a backer when it was on the Kickstarter. So I'm at Squire level, so I get my name in the credits. So in a way I'm like immortalized, that way. So I'm happy, there's that, and then all of my Let's Plays here with all of my many adventures, even though many of them will not be finished. Um, you know, uh, but I think I've talked long enough, guys, and I just want to say thank you to all of you guys for supporting my channel, and I appreciate everyone, even the ones that just watch it for few minutes, um, equally to the ones who just watch the whole thing, and the people I've become friends with, and I do love you guys, and all. I don't know what else to say. Okay, well, I'll continue to do what I do, and but I just wanted to get that out there, and I thought maybe this was a good opportunity, since Kabab gave me the gave me this idea to make a video talking about this. So I thought I would just go all out and reveal everything and let all of you guys know. There are things where it can't be helped. So unless having 20, 30, 50k subscribers, it means nothing if you don't have the views, and that's the big thing. It's the views that are more important, and that's what these other people, the successful YouTubers, get the views. And it just seems like people nowadays either just care for watching hot chicks, and I don't blame them. I mean, I love checking out the hot babes as well, wearing just their bikini or a bra or something, and they're playing games or doing ASMR videos, that's all great. But people like me, and who's a man, and can't do things like that, and I guess that's all I really have to say. So thank you, all of you. I appreciate everything, and I was going to say I'll miss this, but when you're gone, you're not going to. I guess I can say I'm starting to miss it already. I'm imagining the future of knowing that I'm feeling like I'm going to miss it. But when you're gone, you're not going to feel anything. You're just gonna be dead. No more suffering or anything. But I mean it as a like a descriptive term, or whatever you want to call it. I guess it's kind of like when Forrest Gump's mom, right, played by Sally Field, said, "I am going to miss you, Forrest." But what does she mean by that? She just means it as like an not really exaggeration, just I don't know the word for it, but just like a description thing, to convey a feeling, that kind of thing. So I'm going to miss doing this, and and I don't know. I'll just say the Wayward Realms better come out fast. I know it's just going to be coming out to early access, but at least there's that I can play, and experience that. It would be the the last really great game that I can play, and something close to Daggerfall, you know. So, which was the first Elder Scrolls game I ever played back in the day. The best years of my life were kindergarten up to 5th grade, let's say. 6th grade, things started to kind of go downhill. But and that's why I'm saying that I wish if I could just go back and can control, you know, my fate, you know, relive, you know, the years from kindergarten. I still remember things from kindergarten, but kindergarten up until, let's say, maybe age 14, age 15, and then I can just die, you know, just go to sleep and not wake up, and that would be good. Okay, my friends, thank you so much, and I know it's, you know, a little bit like a serious talk at the same time, but you also got a chance to kind of know a little bit of how I started and you know, my gaming history. So thank you again, Kabab, for this great idea, and thanks all of you guys for everything. I appreciate all of you guys, and I'll see you.